Hello everyone and welcome back to the Code Syndicate. Today we will see how Python stores data in the memory. Unlike other compiled languages, Python do not use stack memory. Instead, it uses heap or a private heap as per the official site. When we declare a variable in Python, let's say num equals to 20, Python stores this value in a heap and assigns the memory address to this variable. In this image, you can see we have a heap memory with multiple memory blocks, and addresses of this block are also given. Now, Python stores this value, in our case, it is 20, in one of these blocks, and addresses of this block is assigned to this variable, num in our case. And when our program needs to retrieve the value of this num variable, it fetches this value with this memory address. When we change the value of this variable num, let's say to a string or to any of the data type or any value, what happens behind the scene is Python now stores this data string in our case to a new memory block with a different memory address and assigns this address to our num variable. Now, again, when the program requires to fetch the data of this variable num, Python now retrieves data from this new memory address. Now, the question is what happens to the earlier data that we were assigning to this variable num, that is this 20 in our case. Here comes the role of garbage collector. When no variable is assigned to a data stored in the memory, the garbage collector removes that value from the memory. For example, let's say we have a variable num equals 20 and another variable num2 equals 20 as well. Now these two variables num and num2 stores the same value, that is 20. Now Python do not store duplicate data. That means Python do not stores this 20 for this num and again this 20 for this num2. Instead, Python assigns both the variable the same memory address. Let's see memory addresses of these two variables. As you can see, we have got same addresses for the both the variables. Now let's change this num2 and store 15 instead of this 20. Let's see address of this num2 again. As you can see, this num2 is now pointing to a different memory address than what it is pointing when it stored this 20. Now, again, if we change this num2 to any other number like num2 equals, let's say 10, now the memory block that is storing this 15 number will have no variable being assigned to. So the garbage collector will remove this 15 from this memory address. So this is it for this video. In next video, we will see all types of data in Python.